I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Kurt. Coach Sproul, you told us this week you're a windshield guy, not a rearview mirror. But you also got to get over the playoff hump, and you'd address it with the team. What was that message?
Well, this team's different. Different coaches, different players. We just got to be efficient in what we do, protect the football, and just play field position and do the things that we're capable of doing, offensively, defensively, and special teams. We're as good as there is in this league, and we believe that.
How do you ignite the offense tonight?
Balance. Get the run game going, quick game, get some momentum going, get Louis feeling good, and then take shots when it presents itself.
Appreciate it, Coach.
All right, Ricky Proehl, the former St. Louis Ram and Carolina Panther. And there's Chris Redmond, who played with Baltimore Ravens in his first year as head coach. He is Louisville through and through, high school, college, and now trying to lead them to the title game in their first year of existence. As we welcome you to the UFL playoff, a reminder that is presented by New Era. Louisville won the toss, decided to defer, and so the Battlehawks will begin on offense. Luis Perez getting ready to take the field. Just a matter of finding out where he will start. Gary Jennings gets him off to a good start out to the 35-yard line, and that's where we will see Perez, who took over right about mid-season after being traded from Arlington.
Well, his experience obviously speaks for itself. He's got a 2-2 record, 255 yards per game. They like to throw the ball quite often, and it's actually a bit of a surprise to me just because of how well they play defense. They've got to minimize mistakes. I mentioned that early in the open. Perez has 6 interceptions. They've thrown as a team, Kurt, 15 interceptions. They have to avoid the big mistake here today.
As a team, they've thrown more interceptions than touchdowns on the year. First play from scrimmage, Jarvion Howard gets the carry. And a short pickup on the first play from scrimmage. Who should we keep our eye on when St. Louis has the ball?
Well, one of them's Jarvion Howard. Terrific back. He's actually the leading rusher in the UFL. And then the big play, receiver on the outside, Akeem Butler. He is a matchup nightmare. It's going to be tough to stop him, but this defense is playing incredibly well. Cam Gill's got 10 sacks on the year, and Corey Mayfield Jr., he leads a secondary that is a ball-hawking secondary. He's got 4 picks on the year.
They give it to Howard again on second down. He is stopped just about a yard short of the first down, our first third down.
Well, this is an offense that has been able to move the football, there's no doubt, but they have struggled putting up points here down the stretch. That's something that they're going to need to correct here in this game, and that's a great stop by Louisville on that third down.
Eric Garreau, the first guy to get there, along with Mekhi Garner. And they're going to spot it just short of the first down.
They're going to keep the offense out there right now. Now, they can punt this. Remember, they're not across the 50-yard line, so if they wanted to punt this football, they could certainly do that. And now the punt team looks like they're going to run out, and the play clock is going to be winding down. Not a place for a timeout. Well, look, they're going to get a new play clock there. I think they were looking for a measurement at one point, and so the officials gave them a new play clock, and they'll be able to punt this away. This is the right call. If you're St. Louis and you've got the best defense in the league, the last thing you want to do is put that defense out there with a short field. So Ricky Proehl, good decision early. I'm sure he wanted to go for it, but I think this is the right call.
This is Ryan Sanborn, the all-UFL punter, with a booming kick. Lucky Jackson falling forward at the 25-yard line, and there is where Mr. Rogers will begin.
I'll tell you, Chandler Rogers has been so good for this Louisville team. How about that 5-1 record, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, but it's really just his leadership and his presence. You know, when we're talking with this coaching staff and this team, they all say the same things. And Kurt, it is that Chandler Rogers rises the level of all the folks around him, meaning that everybody gets better because he's on the field. And what a challenge he has in front of him here today. The league's best defense staring at him here at 1st and 10.
He has been the difference in this team that won 4 straight down the stretch. So is this guy, James Robinson. The former Jacksonville Jaguars, short gain on first down. Who should we watch when Louisville has it?
They got two very good backs, James Robinson and Ian Wheeler, and that was the other part. It was not only Chandler Rogers getting into the lineup as the starting quarterback, but it was their commitment to the run game and their efficiency in the run game. Their last 4 games over 172 yards per game, but they're facing a defense that can flat get after it. Carlos Davis, the nose tackle, he's the key to this defense, and then there's Bita Dalmo-Penu. There's a great pass rusher on the outside when you get behind the sticks like they are here.
They fake the handoff. Rogers just drops it right over the middle. Lucky Jackson with the catch and the first down.
This is a beautiful throw by Chandler Rogers because he's sprinting over to his left, Kurt. Watch, he's going to be going momentum this direction, and yet he's able to get his hips and his shoulders flipped around and throwing it almost behind himself right there into a hole, and he gets a nice completion to Lucky Jackson, and they're able to move the sticks.
11 yards out to the 39. Rogers from the shotgun steps it up, and it is complete just across the 46-yard line. There's Jackson again.
I tell you, and Brock, you know as well as anybody, as a quarterback, you know, you can influence the confidence of everybody around you, and that's certainly the case with this Chandler Rogers offense.
Yeah, and a much better start here. Remember, these two teams matched up 5 weeks ago, and it was not competitive for this offense. It was really since that game they've had a bounce. They got nothing going the first time in the matchup. Much better rhythm to begin this one.
3 points in that one. They couldn't protect the quarterback. They were 2 of 14 on third down.
Gave up 6 sacks, but that's the only loss they've had since Rogers started, and they're going to get off to a great start here. Robinson all the way for the touchdown. Right out of the gates, 53 yards, and Louisville's on the board.
What a job by the right side of that offensive line, including the tight end. It looks like Trey McKitty in there. Watch this block by the tight end. This is just textbook stuff. He's going to mash down this side of the defensive line. That's the hole right there, and it's a bounce back cut. James Robinson is gone, all because you got great blocking at the point of the attack, in particular from the tight end. Just textbook stuff. And how about that start from a team that only scored 3 points a few weeks ago against this St. Louis team?
But this is how they played since scoring only 3 points in that game. There's a flag down a little bit early. Movement by Louisville.
Full start. Offense, number 96. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
This team has run for over 200 yards each of the last 2 games.
I mean, what a start for Chris Redmond and this crew on the road, quieting the crowd down. And they do it with the run game, exactly like they have been doing it the last 4 weeks. Getting a fast start from James Robinson, who's been one of the better backs in the league. He was inactive a week ago, but boy, how about that? Welcome back to the lineup, James Robinson.
And now they officially get the extra point.
Trey McKitty, now they're going to have to make an adjustment. That's Corey Chamberlain, the defensive coordinator. He's certainly done a great job here with the league's best defense, but now it's going to be on him to look at a different coverage and probably not be in man, in particular when they get into those bunch sets with multiple tight ends on the field.
They came in with the number 1 ranked overall defense, number 1 against the run, and in one play, all that means nothing. Here's Gary Jennings out across the 30-yard line. And we'll see if St. Louis can answer.
Brock, quite a start for this Louisville team. St. Louis needs to answer.
Yeah, and one thing to keep an eye on, boys, is the all UFL center, Mike Panashuk, really good player. Injured a calf in warm-ups. He is out for the game. So Sincere Hainsworth, left guard, slides to center. That is a significant blow to that line of scrimmage.
Not only all UFL this year, he's been all UFL 3 straight years. So as good a lineman as there is in this league.
Ready to go.
Perez under pressure. Wisely throws that one out of bounds, incomplete. Jalen Allen was bringing the heat.
Well, going back to that center, Mike Panashuk, and Brock, as you know, yes, it's about protection and getting off the line of scrimmage in the run game and everything that goes on with blocking up front. But as a center, you also make all the calls.
Yeah.
So it's the communication up front that's going to be strained.
It's like a catcher in baseball. It just settles everybody else around you, and when without him, you feel the loss.
Quick pass. Caught out on the sideline. Stephen McBride. Let's hear what the third down call is.
Silver. X off the trips left up. 861. H&F smoke wide shoot. Silver. X off the trips left up. 861. H&F smoke wide shoot.
X off. Smoke. Go.
Butler motioning out of the backfield there.
Ready to go.
Just trying to find a way maybe to get him the ball. A dangerous weapon. Perez goes over the middle. That's caught instead by Sal Cannella, the tight end. Just his third game back, but he was an all-UFL player last season with the Battlehawks.
Well, and they signed him because Tyler Neville, their normal tight end, he got hurt and went to the IR, so they went and got Sal Cannella. That's a beautiful little jerk route right there. He's in man coverage against a linebacker. He gets a little outside move with his shoulders. He gets back to the inside, and Perez stays patient and finds the completion.
Hey, look at me.
First down right at midfield.
Viper, ready to go.
Kylan James, his first carry of the game. Dragged down from behind by LaRon Stokes.
We're in white, right? Okay, blue. Okay, exit the ace left, Y on, 590D, Z snag. Exit the ace left, Y on, 590D, Z snag.
Hey, you're attached, you got the slant. 590. Go ahead.
76 is leaning back too.
Go.
He's
Say
rocking
yes.
back.
Ready to go. Hut.
Perez to James out of the backfield. Kind of slithers his way down to the 43-yard line. Here's the third down call from A.J. Smith.
White. Sal in at Y. Here we go. 53 flip X bow Y coin. 53 flip X bow Y coin.
53. Check swing. 53. Check swing. Going right now.
X bow Y coin.
Ready to go.
They need the 40. Perez looking across the 40-yard line. It is caught. Cannella with the first down for St. Louis.
Cannella, and remember Sal Cannella and Perez, they have a history playing together with the Dallas Renegades in the UFL. So these guys are comfortable with one another. And Brock, they're doing a nice job getting the ball out of Perez's hand right now. Cam Gill's got those 10 sacks. That ball is out quick.
Yeah, that was exactly the focal point all week in practice. Get back, simplify the scheme, and get the ball out of Luis's hands.
Hut.
Little trick play. Coming around is Gary Jennings, gets a block, but then takes a big hit. Keaton Ellis brings him down. Good open field tackle made by Ellis, holding him to just 5 yards.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Trying to get some misdirection. Here's Cam Gill. He's going to be on that side. And look what he does. He does a great job of forcing that one back to the interior. So not just a great pass rusher, but also on the edge. You're the contained player. It has to go inside of him. It does. And that's what allows Cam Dantzler to come up and make the tackle.
Gill, a candidate for MVP, one of the 4 finalists as a defensive player this year. Here's Perez. Wide open, Stephen McBride. First down and more inside the 20. And St. Louis trying to answer that opening touchdown by Louisville.
I tell you, Stephen McBride has become a really solid target in the last 3 weeks for Luis Perez in this Battlehawks offense. He's led the team each of the last 3 weeks in catches. And it's plays like that, you know, where Perez is feeling the pressure. He needs to dump it down to a check down, something on the outside, and he's able to find Stephen McBride for an easy completion and a first down.
You see averaging 90 yards over the last 3 weeks. Picks up 13 there.
Hut.
James. Luis Perez held on to that as long as he could. It winds up being just a short half-yard gain.
to trips left. No, hum to trips left. Hum to trips left. Broncos slow stare wide Dusty. Hum to trips left. Broncos slow stare wide Dusty.
Bronco slow stare. Bronco slow stare. Why Dusty? Remember? You got it?
You get into the red zone. I'm just looking for 88.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Butler has got to be a target on one of the next 2 snaps.
Ready to go.
Led the league in receiving, but he is a huge target.
Hut.
Haven't gone to him yet. Perez lofts it up the other side. Incomplete, intended for McBride. He was there step by step with Corey Mayfield.
Hey, Brock, that's one you got a formation correct. Butler has to be your single receiver. You're going to throw a fade. It's got to be to Butler.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And a little surprised that Canella not on the field for that last snap as well. You get to the red zone, and you know this. It's about matchups, right? You can call your base stuff, get everybody involved, but you get down to the money area into the red zone, your matchup mismakers have got to get the ball.
Yeah, that's right. And Canella's going to be bottom of your screen. He's the inside receiver to the slot. There he is right there, part of the quads. And then Butler's up top.
Perez looking for Butler. Goes up. Made the catch, but out of bounds. Cam Dantzler there with him. Just forced him to not be able to get his feet in with the pressure.
Well, Dantzler does a great job of using that sideline as an extra defender. Watch, he's in sink coverage, so he just sinks right away, and then he just forces Butler over the sideline. But as a quarterback, you've got to throw that one inbounds. Give your guy a chance, in particular when it's Butler. He's 6'6", 245 pounds. You can't lead him out of bounds. That's an error on the throw from Luis Perez.
And so Ramiz Ahmed will come on to attempt the 37-yard field goal. And the Battlehawks are now on the board.
For Louisville, and they'll come right back on the field. I can't wait to see the adjustments that St. Louis make on that front 7, because that's a great front 7. There was clearly some mistakes up front. You've got to do a better job, in particular on the edge. We'll see if they can do that.
Tyler Hudson on the return. And he is stopped at the 35-yard line. All right, take a look at Louisville and all the points scored in the game since Rogers took over. They scored 30 or more in every game except that one against St. Louis in week 3 when they had only 3 points. I hope you bought the tip, because their stock has been moving since then.
Buy low, sell high. I got to tell you, this is, you know, the old adage, any sport, play your best at this time of year in the playoffs. And I think, listen, it's hard to argue. I know DC won the other side, and they're going to be in the United Bowl, but I don't know of a team that's played better in the last few weeks than this Louisville Kings team.
And the winner of this game will play DC in DC for the United Bowl championship next week. Bouncing off tacklers is Tariq Black. Big gain on first down, and Louisville picking up right where they left off on the opening drive.
Look at the confusion. You've got this motion going across. It's going to draw several Battlehawks over, and Brock right now, they can't communicate on that side of the ball. This Battlehawks team, they are confused on defense.
And don't you just love the tempo the Louisville's playing with as well? Just on the road, hostile environment, take it right to them.
19 yards on that play. And a handoff. Ian Wheeler, pardon me. Short 1-yard gain.
You know, as a play caller, Brock, as you know, it can be so easy to fall into the trap of saying, oh, there's going to be crowd noise, it's going to be tough on the road. Let's get into static formations and let's make things operationally easy for our quarterback. But the really good play callers know that you've got to put pressure on the defense by being exotic. That's what they're doing right now.
And trusting, right? Really trusting this quarterback who's gotten this offense going.
Rogers out of the backfield. Wheeler. And it brings up third down. Hogan, their offensive coordinator.
76, F Sword, alert Rattler. Roar, 76, F Sword, alert Rattler.
Let's go, Roy 76, F Sword, alert Rattler on the right. Ready.
Remember, can't punt here.
Because they crossed the 50-yard line. Once you do, you're not allowed to punt in the UFL. Four-man rush. Rogers. Isaiah Winstead. A little confusion there, I think.
But they're right at that 42-yard line, and you know what that means, boys. It's 4-point field goal attempt time. Here we go with the best kicker in the UFL.
Louisville is attempting a 4-point field goal.
Tanner Brown. He is 25 of 28, long of 60. He is terrific.
So he's made one worth 4 points this year. He'll try and do a second one. The all-UFL kicker, most field goals made in the league this year from 60 yards out. Worth 4 points. And that's easy. The leg.